Okay, so now when we have to do bottom up, we discussed yesterday that bottom up always starts from some end. Can somebody tell what is that end? When we are going with bottom up, what is our strategy? Yeah, Venkat, can you speak up?
We have to take the matrices and we have to take the base cases
Yeah.
like how to fill that matrices.
Yeah, certainly it is not only taking matrices, it can be any storage. In this example, look at the recursive function. How many parameters it is taking?
Yeah, it's one, and maybe we can take the array.
Array, absolutely. So we will take array and we will start from base case. For now, I'll not jump to code. I'll just work out how we go about filling it. So we need catalan of n. We need that value from our array. Right? That means nth location in the array will give us the answer. And in order to reach to nth location, we obviously have to start from 0th location. So I'm drawing kind of an array which should have 0 to n location. So what should be the size of this array? What size of array we should be taking?
So n plus 1.
N plus 1, right? So that we can have n also as valid index in it. If size is n plus 1, 0 to n are valid indices. Now let's start from base case onwards. Okay, what is base case saying? There are two base cases. What is the meaning of that? In the array, we can go and fill these values directly. Is that right? Can I fill 0th index and first index directly? Fill.
Yes.
Now we will rely on our recurrence formula. We have to fill the indices 2 to n. We have to fill them and we have to take help of our recurrence formula. Now what we do using recurrence formula, we actually define our strategy for filling the array location. So think about it. I will write it like this. If I want to fill catalan of n, I will write here as if I want to fill dp of I, because that is what will be our terminology, then what we need to do is we need to do sum of certain things. So ultimately when we are saying I changes from this, now here I was changing from 0 to n minus 1. I will say when we are filling this, our I has to change. Okay, I will use some other index j. So our j will be changing from 0 to I minus 1. J will change to that range and in place of I, I'll be filling J. So I need to put product of dp of I into, sorry, dp of J here into dp of n minus J minus 1. This product and its sigma over J values will give us the dp of I value. Is this making sense? Perfect. Now pretty much we are able to see what exactly we are going to do. So I'm not reading the input for now. I'm simply going with, let's go with Java only. So I'm simply saying fill Catalan. So I will say long find Catalan, nth Catalan number. That is what we were interested in. So what we will do is, yeah, thanks Mahesh. Yeah, it should be static long. Otherwise we'll suffer again. Okay, there is another way also if we do not want to go with static. I will in fact use that technique. Class bottom up. I'll put separate class and I'll put this function there. So long find Catalan number int n. We want nth Catalan number. So what in main function I will do simply is I will say bottom up bu is equal to new bottom up, and we will eventually call that function bu dot find cat, whichever value we want to find it for. So that n we will pass from here. So right now I'll not worry about main. I'll worry about actually how do we go about solving this using bottom up. So we said we will take an array. So array will certainly be long. dp of dp array new dp of n plus 1. I made some mistake here. Can somebody correct me? In instantiating the array, there is a small mistake I have done. The syntax is not correct. Yeah, can
Should be log of n plus 1.
Yep, it should be long. Right side we should not be writing the array name. New long of n plus 1. Yep. Now we say base cases we have to fill. So base cases told us dp of 0 is 1, dp of 1 is also 1. Now we have to fill this dp array from 2 index onwards, I less than equal to n, I plus plus. We'll figure out the logic of this for loop. And in the end, we will end up returning dp of n. Is that fair? Only thing we have to figure out is how we are filling every index based on the previous values. Yep. So let's go here. For now, I'll not worry about mode first. I will make sure my recursion is received correct here. So we are changing our I. So I will say dp of I has to be filled with some value, but that value itself requires a loop. There was one more loop we were seeing, that it is sum of all the values. So 0 to n minus 1, it was for n formula. If I want dp of I will go with I formula. So I'll change from 0 to I minus 1. So I can put another loop saying for int j is equal to 0 to j less than equal to I minus 1, j plus plus. I'm doing it this way. And we are saying initially we should have dp of I as 0 because we are going to add it to that. dp of I plus dp of, it is product of two terms, dp of j and dp of j minus I minus 1. So it should be dp of j into dp of j minus I minus 1. Is that correct? Or I have goofed up something? So we wrote here in place of n it should be I. It should be I minus j minus 1. Yeah, because here we have to take n. Look at the recurrence formula. In place of n we have written I. In place of I we are taking j. So it is I minus j minus 1. That is what it should be. It should be just reverse. So recurrence wise, is this looking fair? We are finding sum of all these products, and I have initialized this with 0 ones. Yep. Okay, and now we know that we need two functions like the mod sum and prod sum that we can put in a separate class. Or if I'm coding only bottom up, I can put that here itself. Long prod mod, long A, long B. We need prod also, we need sum also. So I'll say A mod M plus B mod M overall mod M. So let me put that mod separately as static final int M is equal to int of 1e9 plus 7. So this M I can directly use here. Now second I'll write sum mode. So we are, sorry, first one was product, sorry, star, and here I'll put plus. So these two functions we'll use. So obviously we are doing product mode here, so I'll simply say prod mode of this comma this, because multiplication anyways happens in the function, and then we put together in another thing and say sum mode. So now we are calculating nth catalan number using this. So from main function, what essentially we need to do, we will be reading int t is equal to sc dot next int, while t minus minus close bracket of sum mode. In sum mode, I have closed already. So this is for prod mode. Yeah, so sum mode is already closed. Thanks for being cautious there. Okay, so we will read n sc dot next int. We will call the function to find catalan number, and we will do system dot out dot println. Okay, so now we are calling the function from this class. Okay, let's run it for now, and we will see there is one more optimization we can bring in. Prod mode long. In prod mode, we are passing two values. Method prod mode. Did I do any spelling mistake? Let me just check. Copy paste.
C missing.
Oh yeah. So submit now. Okay, there's some issues still. Array index out of bound. Where I might be going out of bound, it is saying line number. Line number is actually hidden in these dots. We are starting J0. J less than equal to I minus 1. We'll check. Will any of these index become negative? When J is 0 and I is 2, it will become 2 minus 0 minus 1. J is less than equal to I minus 1. And it was N. So N minus I minus 1. Again, sample test case itself, it is going wrong somewhere. But there is one more issue. 3 test cases, 168. Why it is expected has 4 answers here. And we are printing 3. Okay, yeah, I get it. So look at this. There is a constraint here. N can be 0 also. If we try to analyze our code, if somebody asks us 0th Catalan number, what is this code going to do? If N is 0, what is the size of array that I am allocating? It will be 0 plus 1. Is that right? So it is one size. Then I am going and saying dp of 0 is 1, and then I am accessing dp of 1 also. If array size is 1, then one index I cannot access. There is a mistake like that, right? It's a corner case. If n is 0, ideally I should have simply returned that answer is 1. So let's protect and safeguard ourselves there. If so, base case here also I can handle. If n is 0 or n is 1, why essentially go ahead, because this line is causing trouble for n is equal to 0. So now we are returning it here. So this base case will be handled. Let's hit submit. Yeah, so now this is gone through. This is the bottom up DP solution. Now think about it. If we call, if our inputs are, let's say if I'm calling with 10 first, then 20, then 30, can I say every time I'm recalculating nth Fibonacci nth Catalan number? For every test case, we are calling this function and this function is doing recomputation. That is true, right? So what essentially I can do, I can avoid doing that and I can call this function once, and you will see that optimization is even better on top of DP. I'll call it as pre-compute. What is pre-compute? We are saying, let's make it void. We are saying calculate all the Catalan numbers up to maximum value. So maximum value is, according to the problem statement, maximum value is 1000. So what I'm doing is, I will call this function only once and I will calculate for all of these, and I will fill that in a matrix called, I'll take this matrix that we were, this array that we were taking here, I will take that as global. So see, make global, fill it only once. Now this declaration I'm removing from here. I'll just say instantiation. So instantiating it, filling it. So now if I have made n,000, will it end up filling all the answers? Because we are going bottom up. We have filled 0, then 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, up to n we have calculated everything. Yep, so we have got all the answers filled in this. Now once this is filled, long get Catalan n. Now if I want to write this function after pre-filling it, once we have called find cat, after pre-filling, if I am getting this, I can simply return dp of n. Do you agree? Yep. Isn't it much better? what I do, I will not even go with bottom up. I will go with pre-compute, and I will say go to pre-compute. Pre-compute p is equal to new pre-compute, and we say p dot calculate all. I'm giving the function name as calculate all, so that I'm calculating only once. And now once it is calculated, what I will do is from pre-compute I will say get cat p dot get cat n. So what is the advantage is it's like compute all values at once, and this becomes just read and print. Isn't this better? Right guys, this is much better that we are not doing recomputation. So you now, even if somebody says I'll give you in place of 10 test cases, if I give you 10 to the power 4 test cases, we say hey, we are ready. Now actually we are filling it once. So can somebody tell me, filling it once, what is the time complexity of this function, or basically how many times we will be iterating to fill this once?
Yeah.
It is not n ideally. Yeah. N was if it was only one loop. There is inner loop also.
Yeah, n square.
N square. Kind of we are filling it once with n square. So it is 10 to the power 3 whole square. That is the complexity of this function. And now once we have filled it once, every time you are trying to get a number, you are getting in big of one time. Is it right? So we are saying n square to fill and big of 1 to answer. This technique, like where we pre-compute all the values, because somebody may ask for any random value, this is something we call as pre-compute. This is also kind of a part of DP. Now if I ask any of you, just to kind of emphasize more on pre-compute, Narasimha, can you unmute yourself? Yeah. Narasimha, what is 9 into 5?
45.
Did you calculate or you remembered this?
I remember, sir.
Absolutely. So this is pre-computation. In our mind, certain things are pre-computed. So we don't go and say, okay, 9 has to be added 5 times to get this value. So pre-computation is that part. Do we have those values? So we know, like in school days, we are forced to remember tables, and that's what makes it the answers come instantly. Now, if I ask you, Narasimha, what is 45 into 13?
I have to calculate, sir.
You will have to calculate, right? So ultimately, if you remember something, your answer will come in big of 1. If you do not remember it, obviously you have to go and compute. Second question, Narasimha. Who is Amitabh Bachchan?
He's an actor in Bollywood.
So it is stored in your brain, right? The moment I asked you the question, you did not have to search online, right? If I ask you who is Mangal Pandey,
Don't know, sir.
you don't know. So basically you will go and do a Google search. Again, you are doing computation, right? So that is something that we can see, that we can do pre-compute way, we can do bottom-up way. So these are two solutions, and Zaki has already talked about top-down in C++. So we can do that in Java also, quickly taking his approach and converting that to. So Zaki was using in top-down. He did a very good thing. He used pre-computation in a different way. So he was initializing his array only once. So if I say top-down, and then we will write this same function find cat. In fact, I'll have to bring everything. I'll remove the clutter. We are doing a lot of code duplication. I'll remove that after we are done with this. So if we have to top down, now Zaki has discussed this once. I would want somebody of you to uncomment and help me write the top down approach. Mahesh, would you want to do that? You will speak, I'll type. You want to do the top down version of find cat?
I will try insert it.
Sure, yes, we will try. We'll learn from it. Yeah. So in top down, what do we do?
I mean, base cases you need to code first, right?
Yep. So first of all, we need recursive implementation. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. So I'll just bring the. Okay, no, I don't have recursive implementation. So we will go with base case. So go on, speak up.
Yeah. So,
So find cat of n. N is 0.
n equal to 1. We have written 1.
Okay. Otherwise,
You have to call find cat with what is it? I is equal to 0 till n minus 1.
yeah, let's see. Yeah, I was 0 to n minus 1. Yep. So we have to loop over that. For I is equal to 0,
I less than n minus 1.
less than equal to. That is included because that is sigma. Yeah.
Find cat of I.
I into
Find
n
cat of
minus I minus 1.
n minus I. Yeah, correct.
Yeah, so that was the formula, but we have to do sum of all these values as I changes. So basically, when we are calling this, we have to take its sum in some variable because we have to add all of them. Long sum is equal to 0, and then we have to return that sum. This was our
So here we can use
recursive.
broad mod also, right? Find
we'll use that. In fact, we will use that. So first, let's take broad mod, make it comma here, and put it as round. Okay, then we have to do some more. So I'm putting closing bracket first, comma, and I'll take some more also. Yeah. So now we have taken care of this as well. But this is the brute force. This is not top down. So what do we change so that it becomes top down?
We need to store the what is it? What do we need to remember, right? Remember the computed values.
So we usually take a global DP array.
Okay.
Make it long so that by default it is null. Long is the class, so it will be null by default. Initialization or instantiation we can do in the constructor. So let's define a constructor here. In the constructor, we can say dp is equal to new long. What would be the size of this array you will take?
N plus 1, right? N plus 1 or n?
No, but in constructor we don't know what is n. N can be different things when we are calling it. So safe option is go with the highest. Yep, awesome. We can go with max size. So 1000 is max, so we can go with 1001. So the 1000 is a valid index, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yep. So we will go and say, okay, we are taking it max 1001. Okay. Now you have taken the storage, instantiated it. Go ahead, Mahesh. How do we use it?
We'll check if dp of I in the
and we will check it after base cases.
Yeah, after base case, yes, not before base case.
If dp of I, not in,
not equal to null.
If not equal to null, what will you do?
You need to return dp of n.
Awesome. Yep. So this is, you are using the stored values. Otherwise, if it is null,
we need to do the below logic. The below logic sum is equal to sum mod plus. I think in the place of sum we need to take dp of I.
Here you are saying?
Inside the for loop.
See, I will say calculate the way it is calculating. Don't change any logic there. But when you have calculated, after calculation is done, that time just store.
Okay.
Just
yeah,
before returning, store it. So that will be more easier.
But yeah, right.
That's it.
Okay.
So if you see the top down now, so earlier we took bottom up. Now we have two choices. One, I can instantiate top down in loop. Second, I can take top down outside. Where would you prefer taking top down? Because the moment you call constructor, it is going to allocate it again.
Inside while loop is a better option because for each one your input will be different. No, you can have it outside.
For each one, yeah, outside will be better because for each test case, it doesn't change anything.
Correct. Yeah, agreed. It will be the same.
Absolutely. If you take it outside, this is becoming more like you can reuse the one test calculation in another test calculation. Is that right?
Yes, Sandeep, yes. I think only once if you do it, pretty much should cover everything.
Yep. So ultimately, you see, we have changed it to top down and we are calling top down. Let's submit and see. There are some errors. Let's correct them one by one. Incompatible types, unexpected return type. Where is that in top down? Okay. When we
And sir,
have
the function name also, sir.
function name,
Yeah. Yes, sir. Find cat and we are writing get cat. Here we are writing find and there we are putting get.
oh, okay, okay. Find cat. Yeah. Okay, now it is still talking about return one. So in Java, by default, when we write one as constant, one alone, it is treated as int, and the function return type is long.
One
so
L, right?
we'll have to 1L. Yeah. So it makes it like this is a long constant.
But even for
Same
DP of n,
that.
it's the same issue.
Sorry?
DP of return DP of n, line number 68.
DP we have made as long array.
Okay, but if you go above it, the error message. Incompatible types.
Okay, so basically what we can do is for find cat here, we can change this to long class rather than, ideally that happens automatically. I don't know why this is scripting.
Auto boxing should happen, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
But if you then return 1L will also cause issue, right? If you take it as an instance.
Okay, yeah, then one will, wait, where is this coming from? Line 36. Line 36 is, okay, this error is coming in a different function now.
But there is a return in void function, sir. Line number 45.
Okay, calculate all. Yeah, thanks.
And one
Line
more,
number
sir.
45, sir. Line
45 you
number
need to 45 because it's void or you return a long.
No, it is correct.
Okay, yeah, in pre-compute, actually, we should not return from here. Yeah. So pre-compute, when I changed it, calculate all, I made it void. So yeah, every return statement has to be removed from here. Now, anyways, we are hard coding it to calculate 1000. Yeah. Okay, that boxing thing would have happened automatically. So I can revert that. Where is that? Top down.
964. Okay.
Yeah, this is okay. We are returning long class. Even if I change it to long, this should work. Because even if we are returning long class, this will do auto unboxing. Class variable becomes primitive data type variable. Yeah, so that was. So this is our top down for this problem. Right, so we have seen actually two instances, bottom up, top down, and pre-computation. Just do it once. So pre-computation is nothing but it's slight modification of bottom up. Start with the base case, solve every problem, then keep answering one by one. Yeah,
for reference, can you give this code? It has both bottom up and top down. So how we approach and whether it's there or not. Really
sure. So yeah, before I put it in the notes, I have used one bad practice. What I'll do is, if you see, these three things are common in all the classes. So I would want to put them in one place. Then I'll put it in notes also. So
okay,
let's put as a class and say this is class mod helper. That's my class. And I'll move these common things over there. And I will, here I'll make this function static so that we can directly call with mod helper. Static. Okay. So I will get rid of the duplicate. So I'll say wherever we are doing that some mod, I'll say mod helper dot this and mod helper. So I'm directly able to call those static functions from here. So this does not need to be there anymore. So bottom up becomes more focused code. Same way in pre-computation also I can put mod helper dot this, mod helper dot this, two changes, and then I can get rid of this duplicate code, not needed anymore. Then when we come to top down I anyways moved it out. So this now we don't have that ugly code, so that has moved into one separate class. Bottom up, now this bottom up looks much cleaner. That for n we are every time filling it from scratch. right? So this is still recomputes for every test case. If we keep the code like this, every time we call this function, it is recomputing. So that is what we optimize with recompute. It is like make global, fill it only once, reuse for various test cases. Okay, this was not needed, this was not needed. So it is just compute. Now, since this is pre-compute, can I also move it inside the constructor? Will that be better? Will this be better, guys, if I just make it constructor? Anyways, constructor will evaluate, and after that we can say find cat.
Yeah, because their RN is always fixed.
Absolutely. So I'll go to main, and I'll get rid of making one extra call. So pre-compute is the moment you call it, it is computing, and then we can simply do. So I can simply do this, and I can say p dot find cat of n. So this is what I'm trying to do is this is approach 1, pre-compute, and solve. So I'll put that as command. So if you are using pre-compute approach, this itself is good enough. T anyways I have to read every time. And approach 2 is top down. So we create object of top down, and T we have read above. Then for every test case we are saying top down dot find cat. Here we are doing p dot find cat. So this is second. Let me comment this out. And third was our bottom up, and we know in bottom up we were every time going and recomputing. So approach 3 will be bottom up. And in bottom up we will go and instantiate this class. Bu, and I say bu dot find cat. Now all three functions find cat are same in all three classes. One is pre-compute, one is bottom up, one is.
Sir, in pre-compute, the constructor has void return type that should be removed, right?
What has void return type?
When you are using constructor for pre-compute, right?
Just a moment. Yeah, okay. Constructor should not have a return type, so we can just make it public constructor. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah. So now we will validate it once. This is fine. So we will first validate our pre-compute logic that works. Okay. Now we are getting answer from pre-compute. That is our first approach. Just comment it out. So this will give you all three approaches in one code. So top down, if I try. Yep, so this is coming from top down. And bottom up, if I go and see, submit. Yep, that is bottom up. So all three working here. So let's copy this and go to our nodes. Nth, Catalan, number, Java, all approaches in one code. So this will be available as a reference sheet.
Thanks, Anish.
There, most welcome.